Lottie, I need to share this. Men can't find the clip. Christopher Columbus looking from like America. Oh, it was you. He's holding his phone torch like he's searching for lost treasure. This is the hottest thing for me ever. They go, do you want to and I go, yes. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dream On Pod with me, your host Lottie Moss. Today we're going to be answering some of your juiciest questions that I've been given. We've got loads. I don't know how many we're going to get through, but they are all very sexy questions. So if you're not very good with listening to people talk about sex, then I would avert your ears right now. But if you want to know, to be fair, I feel like there's some good advice in here from me, maybe. But there's some questions I feel like, because I feel like sex is very difficult to talk about sometimes. And sometimes it's just nice to listen to other people talk about it and not have to ask the questions yourself. So here we go. Let's get straight into it. So the first question is from Chloe, and it's, is it normal to not orgasm during sex? Yes, I actually think it is. And you know why? Because men aren't very good. And this is if you're having sex with men. Women, I have had sex with both, and I find that women I normally orgasm more with than men. And that's because the simple fact that men can't find the clit. They don't know where it is. They're still searching. It's like Christopher Columbus looking from like America. It's like, I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know whether they need a treasure map. Like, I don't know what they need, but it's actually, it's quite normal for women not to orgasm during sex, which is crazy. Like, I have a friend who's in her 30s and she's never had an orgasm, and I'm not even joking. Like, it's wild out here. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you've never had an orgasm, period, I do recommend you go on Amazon, type in vibrator/dildo, get yourself the pink one with a big head, get it on the clit and just go wild, and you will not regret it. Because you need to orgasm at some point. Like, I find it less jarring that I don't orgasm with men. Like, most of the time, like 90% of the time, I don't orgasm with men, and I find that fine because I do have my little pink friend on my dresser. So yeah, it is quite normal. Men just aren't very good at it. But if you do want to orgasm during sex, be vocal about it with your partner. I have found that does work better. Like, I just say to my partner, look, this is what makes me orgasm, this is what makes me come. And you know, sometimes you might be with a guy and he might do the impossible, which I found, like, this is the hottest thing for me ever, where they get it out, they go, do you want to get your vibrator out? And I go, yes, yes I do. So yeah, to answer your question, it is normal. Do not worry about it. It is, us girls, if you talk to your girls about it, they'll be like, oh my god, we're all faking it too, trust me. So next we have from Sophie, how do I tell someone I don't like what they're doing in bed? Kind of the same thing as I was saying. Basically, you just have to be really vocal about what you like and what you don't like. And it's really easy. Like, you don't even have to like say it outright at the beginning. Oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Because that can feel a little bit intense. I would, while you're having sex, say, oh, I love it when you do this. Or I love it when you do that. Oh, that really turns me on when you do this. If you don't like what they're doing, just say, say, oh, I actually prefer it when you do this. You don't have to outrightly say, oh, I don't like that. That feels shit. Because I've had a situation where a guy was rubbing my clit. Well, what he thought was my clit. It wasn't even my flat babe, it was my thigh. So, like, sometimes you have to be real. So, babe, like, in all honesty, you do have to be vocal about it, because some people are lost. Some people are lost in the bedroom, men and women. So just be really vocal about it. And you don't have to say it so it's super intense. You can just say, like I literally just guided his hand back from my thigh to my clit and said, there we go, you're home. Like, it doesn't have to be an intense thing. You don't have to be like, oh, that's shit. It's not scary. And I've done it before where I've said, oh, like, do this instead. And they've not been offended. Trust me. All right. Amber asks, thoughts on casual sex versus waiting for the right person? I think it's each to their own. I don't mind so much, like, if it's like my one true love that I'm having sex with. It doesn't have to even be someone I'm seriously dating. I do have to find them attractive, like, personality wise. We have to click, and I have to find them attractive, looks wise, and down there I have to like what I'm seeing. So yeah, but I mean, if you like casuals, if that's something that you like, it's just literally like, it's down to you and your personality and what you feel comfortable with. Because for me, like, I'm so happy to, you know, have fun on the side. Like, it doesn't need to be anything serious for me. If we have good sex and we get along, great. If it's not romantic, because I can define whether it's like romantic or whether it's just casual within, like, I can literally like really get along with a guy, find the sex amazing, and it's not romantic, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of girls struggle with that, but you do I think you have to mature to that level. Like, when I was younger, I couldn't understand there was a difference. Now I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, like, we're not romantic. There's nothing romantic here, but like, we have a really good time together and the sex is fun and good. But yeah, it's just each to their own. I think when it's with the right person, it does feel different and it feels a lot nicer. And, you know, of course, because you're making love. You know, it's romantic, it's hot, it's sexy. It's like, you love the person, so of course the sex is better. But casual sex can be fun too. So, you know, try both. Lucy asks, what's the most awkward sex moment you've ever had? Oh, I've had many, actually, so this might take me a minute. God, I've had just a lot of like weird sex and crazy, and there's been a lot of bad ones as well. Like, I was sleeping with this guy, me and him were dating, and he had a problem with alcohol, so it was not good sex at all. Like, he was flopping on me like a fish, but like, I think he was just so out of it, so drunk. And like, I had to just stop him. I was like, look, you're just flopping all around. I don't even know if you know that your dick is in my vagina right now. Like, this is just awful. So that was probably one of the worst like moments, because I can actually I still remember it. I'm traumatized by it. And then I've just had like bad, you know, like, where I've just been like, oh God, like, when I was younger, I had a lot more sort of casual sex than I do now. Like, now I don't really sleep with anyone, unless I'm sort of dating them. But when I was younger and I was having casual sex, I remember I would wake up sometimes and be like, oh my God, like, I really don't fancy him anymore. Like I fancied him last night and now I'm like, ick, like, ew. And then they try, you know, when they try and cuddle you in the morning and you're like, oh my God, get off me, gross, we don't know each other. That's also quite awkward when you wake up and you're like, get the fuck out of my house. I've had a few of those where I'm like, there was one guy, I literally just didn't even speak to him. He got up and he was like, so what are you doing today? And I was like, oh, I'm really busy. And then he was like trying to talk to me and I just completely ignored him. And then he was just like, fine, I'm going to leave then if you're not going to talk to me. And I was like, and he just left. Hannah asks, is watching porn bad for relationships? I watch porn. I don't think it necessarily is. I think obviously if you're watching it too much, then you can get, I think, you know, if you watch it from a young age, you get a different idea of what sex is. And yeah, if you watch it too much too young, then you kind of just have a bit of a twisted idea. But I think porn can be healthy, and I think porn can be fun. You know, I've included it in the bedroom. You know, I've had porn going while I've been having sex and things like that. So I don't think it's necessarily bad. But obviously, yeah, there's a limit to how much you should really be watching porn. So yeah, I think it can be fun in the bedroom, Hannah. Emma asks, how do I get more confident in the bedroom? I would say, by yourself, put on some sexy lingerie, put a sexy song on, sexy playlist on, have a glass of wine, and just dance around and feel yourself. Like, really just get in the mood and just, like, because I always find I feel my sexiest when I've done my makeup, I've got a hot outfit on. It doesn't have to be lingerie, it can be a hot outfit. If you're not super comfortable in lingerie, or it can be naked if you're very comfortable. But anything that makes you feel at your sexiest, get your hair done, get your makeup, you know, do your makeup and everything, and then just feel sexy. Put some music on, get a glass of wine or a tequila or whatever you want, and just dance around and feel good about yourself and like get in the zone. And because I think feeling confident in the bedroom is feeling confident within yourself and feeling sexy within yourself. So I think that is super important. So yeah. Megan asks, worst sex advice you've ever heard? Oh my God, I don't know. People have never really given me advice on sex because I'm so experienced. No, yeah, I don't think I've like had anyone give me any bad advice. I think the worst advice I've probably like heard to give someone else would probably be just to like cater to someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like what, like I hate it when people are like, oh, what is good to do for him, like what's good to like how to make him come, how to no babes, just worry about yourself. They can worry about that. All men do is worry about themselves in the bedroom. You worry about yourself. Just what makes you feel good. Don't ever worry about what anyone else is feeling or how anyone else is feeling or how like any positions that make you look good. Just do the positions that make you feel good inside, and help you reach climax, babe. Zara asks, how long should sex last? Is there a perfect time? I don't think there's a perfect time. I think it's different for everyone. I think some people love really long sex. Some people like to go multiple times. Stop for a bit, go again, stop for a bit, go again. I don't mind one of those if I'm with a partner. But I think sex, it's different for everyone, babes. Like, I like it to last normally within like 20 to 30 minutes. I don't really like going any longer than 30. It just feels a bit like corny. It feels a bit overdone. I'm just a bit bored at that point. But that's just me personally. Like I think the best time for sex is like 20 minutes, genuinely. But yeah, it's different for everyone. Is it normal to cry after sex? This has happened to me a few times, Olivia. No, I don't think so. I think it's a very overwhelming moment. Like it can, if it's a good cry, if it's like, wow, that was fucking amazing, then damn bitch, who is this person you're having sex with? But if you are crying after sex, and I've actually had it before with a guy where I cried during and we stopped and I just felt there was something not right. Something didn't feel good, and it wasn't anything to do with him. It wasn't, he wasn't being predatory or anything like that. It just felt something in me was not right. It can just be that you're not ready in that time to have sex. Like maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with work, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with a relationship, maybe you're not over someone, maybe you're something is going on in your personal life that you're just not happy with. That can come up during sex, because sex is a very like emotionally, you're very in the moment, do you know what I mean? And so it can bring up a lot of feelings, and it can bring up something that hasn't been thought about. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that, but maybe speak to a therapist about it, speak to your friends about it, and sort of think to yourself maybe why that keeps happening. Is there some sort of connotation to do with sex? Is there something that's happened to you sexually that has made you feel uncomfortable? And maybe sex isn't for you right now. If this has happened a few times with the last few guys or the last few women that you've been sleeping with, maybe this is to do with you. This isn't to do with them, maybe. Yeah. Bella asks, what do I do if a guy takes way too long to finish? Oh, girl. I do this thing. If a guy is taking ages to come, I'll pretend like I'm coming, because that normally gets them there quicker. Because then they're like, oh my God, like she's coming for me. Like I'm going to come. Because I've been there, babes, where sometimes you're just like, oh my God, I'm over it. Like finish already. Like it's not, when they say it's not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Like this isn't a marathon. We're not passing batons to somebody else at the end of this. I just need this to be over. And so, yeah, I've always just pretended to come, and that normally makes them come. I hope I can be of some advice with that. Josh says, my girlfriend caught me masturbating and was angry. How can she be angry at something like this? Am I in the wrong here? No, you should be able to masturbate. I've masturbated throughout all my relationships. I think, you might not be in the same country as them. They might be working a lot. Why not? I think that's probably to do with her. She maybe feels insecure. Maybe have a conversation with her about that and say, why is this making you feel, insecure? Why are you unhappy with this? It's all about communication, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to speak to the other person. Some of these questions, I just think, just ask them. Ask them. It's so simple. It may be something that she's not comfortable with. And if so, this may be something that you would need to stop doing, or, not tell her. I know it sounds bad, but it could be something that maybe has been triggered in another relationship, something that has made her feel uncomfortable previously in another relationship. So yeah, just ask her about, just say, I'm sorry, have I made you feel uncomfortable? This is nothing to do with you, babe. This is just me having to masturbate. Isla or Isla asks, I'm preparing for a hot girl summer. How do I not catch feelings after sex? You can't help it, babes. Like, if you catch feelings, you catch feelings. If you don't, you don't. I am a person that doesn't, if I don't see something romantically with someone, I can have sex with them and I don't catch any feelings for them. But if you're not, it's very tricky. Like, I've got some girlfriends who like need to like be dating the person if they're going to have sex with them because they know they're going to catch feelings. So if you're preparing for hot girl summer, get that body in check, babes. Do you know what I mean? And just fuck all men, fuck all women, fuck everyone, and just be in it for yourself. Rally the girls and just go out and have fun, kiss a few people. You don't have to have sex with people, you can just kiss. And I find that lessens the chance of catching feelings as well if you just kiss. Freya asks, how do you keep sex exciting in a relationship? I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship for so long. I have always had very good sex in my relationships, and I don't feel like I've ever had to keep anything exciting. Although I have experimented with threesomes, I have had porn in the bedroom, I've done like the sexy lingerie thing, but honestly, I've had pretty good sex, and as far as I've known, the other person has been into it as it is. So yeah, just ask your partner what they want what they want in the bedroom. If there's anything that turns them on, if there's any scenarios that they want to try, if there's any kinks or anything that they haven't tried that they want to try, or anything that they like that you haven't tried, ask. Me and my boyfriend are going long distance, and I'm so scared because sex is such a big part of our life. Do you have any tips? Charlotte, great name. I've actually never been in a long distance relationship. My ex used to travel a lot, so I do understand that. But we actually didn't do anything like sexually over the phone or anything. I know that people do like FaceTime sex and Zoom sex. Personally, that's just not for me. But it could be something for you, maybe. Maybe try, FaceTime sex, Zoom sex, Google Meet sex. Texting, sexting. Oh, I actually did do that. Send like naked pictures of yourself. I think it keeps them interested. So yeah. Eve asks, what do you do if a guy finishes in like 30 seconds? You praise the Lord, babe. It's over. It's done. You don't have to do anything. It's done. You're one of the lucky ones. I'm so lucky, 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 lucky. Genuinely. That is, to be fair though, I get it. Like, it isn't fun. But to me, I'm just like, I'm hot as shit. He can't hold it in. That I feel so proud when they finish quickly because I'm like, hey, I honestly feel like Adriana Lima. I'm like, well, job done. But I can understand how it can feel quite like you don't get pleasured. They haven't done enough for you. Welcome to reality, my love. That is the reality of sleeping with men. It just isn't. It's normally not very beneficial for you. It's normally only really beneficial for them. Get a vibrator, babes. Honestly, if they're finishing 30 seconds, get a vibrator. Everyone keeps saying squirting doesn't exist, but I literally squirt every time I have sex. Is there something wrong with me? Amber, no. I have only squirted a few times, but it's so weird because when I was younger, I used to like see porn and watch girls squirt and be like, oh my God, I really want to be able to squirt. I never could be able to squirt, and then I did it once when I was young. Like, literally the first time I didn't even know it was possible. I thought I'd peed myself, and I was like, oh my God. It is possible, but I only sometimes do it, and there's a certain technique that needs to be used. So if you're one of the lucky guys out there that's managed to has managed to do this, well done you. But it's only happened a few times for me. It doesn't happen every time. But if you squirt every time, babes, go off, queen, as you should. Like, some people do, some people don't, some people do occasionally. It's so like specific to the person. What do you do if you can't get it up, Holly? He might be too drunk or on drugs. Experienced that one. It's nothing to do with you, babes. I promise you that right now. If he can't get it up, it's all to do with him. And don't make them feel bad about it because they already feel shit about it. Like, trust me, they already get like really like, I've had guys who are like, oh, it's not you, and I'm like, no, I know that. Like, hey, but like it is all to do with them. Maybe bring Viagra's or get them to tell them to get one. How loud is too loud during sex, Lily? I don't think there's ever too loud. I'm quite loud in the bedroom, and I don't think that that's anything like bad. Like, be loud, babe. Be as loud as you want to be. There's never too loud. All right. Bedtime stories. I feel like we should do a little like da-da-da-da. Like it should have its own theme tune. Bedtime stories. Okay. I took my girlfriend out for dinner, planning to ask her to marry me. We went to Zuma in London for the first time. I bought her flowers. It was all going to plan until just as I'm about to pop the question, she admits she's been faking her orgasm for 2 years. Obviously, the ring stayed in my pocket. I'm gutted. How do I sort this? Teddy. I'm so sorry, my man. I'm so sorry. That honestly sucks for you, bro. But like, she should have been more vocal about the fact that she's not come in 2 years, because that obviously doesn't make you feel good, and I'm sure you feel like if you'd known, you would have done something to rectify that situation. But this is something that a lot of women go through, and a lot of women hide and like are ashamed that they can't orgasm or that they don't orgasm, or honestly they just feel like they're just doing it for the man. Sometimes like men often don't even ask me if I've come, and I'm like, okay, like, was this just for you? Like, it feels very, it can be a very uncomfortable subject for a lot of women to say, like, look, you're not making me come. Rogue that she brought it up at dinner, can't lie. But yeah, honestly, still propose to her. If you want to marry her, marry her. Like, this is something that you can work on. This is not she's not been cheating on you. This is not a deal breaker. Do you know what I mean? This is something that from your side, you need to rectify with her. All right. My boyfriend wants to have sex with me while I'm on my period. I'm all for trying new things in bed, but I feel like he'll be grossed out if we do this and not fancy me anymore. Should I try it out? Ems, babe, let's chat. Periods aren't gross. There are a lot of things that are gross in this world, and periods aren't it. Don't be ashamed of your period. Like, I've had sex on my period, and one of the guys got grossed out. It was my boyfriend. He was like, oh, it's too much blood. And I thought, you were the one who said it was fine. Like, what? We stayed together after that. There was no deal breaker there. Men, if they get grossed out about it, you shouldn't be with him. He's a weirdo, because this is something that every single woman in the whole world does. So yeah, don't get grossed out by it. If he gets grossed out by it, he's a weirdo. And if you don't want to try it, don't try it. Like, if it grosses you out, that's fine. If it's not something that you're up for, just say, look, I don't really particularly want to do that. Like, I'd rather keep my period to myself. More of an embarrassing story to get off my chest than a question. I love embarrassing stories. I've got so many. Lottie, I need to share this. Me and my ex decided to get a bit creative with a bum plug. Love butt plugs. We're having a great time. Everything's going perfectly until I realised something. The plug is gone. Wait, who had it on? Who had it in even? Like, completely disappeared. A full-on Houdini act. We both start panicking. I'm on all fours. He's holding his... Oh, it was you! He's holding his phone torch like he's searching for lost treasure. An hour later, A&E trip. No fucking way. The doctor didn't even blink, just went, second one tonight. Ah! This was the moment I knew I was living in the trenches. Hannah, I can't lie. I've never heard this before. I didn't even know you could lose the butt plug, because doesn't it have that thing at the back that you like put in, and then it's like a circle on the outside of your butt, so you can just pull it out. Didn't know. I mean, hats off to you, babes. Oh wow. I honestly don't even know what to say to that. I just don't even feel like that needs advice. I feel like that is just a joke story. Like, how big is your asshole, Hannah? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But also, like, that is jokes. That's a very bonding moment. Like, that was me and my, like, partner. I would literally be like, we're bonded for life over that. That is the funniest shit ever. And last one of the day. So I met this very hot guy at a bar. Dark hair, tattoos, dangerous energy. Love that is a bit of me, I can't lie. We go back to mine and everything's perfect until he starts crying mid hookup. I pause, thinking maybe I did something wrong, and he just whispers, "You smell like my ex." I had to comfort him while naked, and then he asked if we could just cuddle. But then the morning comes and we have the best sex I've ever had in my life. Do I go on a second date? Natasha, he's not over his ex, babes. Stay away. Also, dark hair, tattoos, dangerous energy. Been there, baby. I can confirm nothing good comes from those men. Nothing. All you get, therapy bills, depression, and gaining weight. It's never a good vibe. I promise you, it's not worth it, girl. It's not worth it. It feels good in the moment, and then you immediately regret it after. So pretty much like sex with most men. Yeah, definitely not. He's obviously still not over his ex. If he's still got emotions there, that's just not a good road to go down. Thank you guys for listening and watching, and can't wait to speak to you guys next time.